This isn't going very well, is it?
What's going on, Breakdown family? It's your boy Oliver, and welcome back to Episode Breakdown. If you've been losing sleep over From like I have, yeah, same. And today, we are diving headfirst into Season 4, Episode 7, titled Best Laid Plans. And let me tell you right now, this episode does not let up for a single second. We've got secret doors, psychic resurrections, a smile that cuts through your soul, and one of the most brutal psychological attacks this town has ever launched. So grab your talisman, lock your windows, and let's break it all down. But before we go any further, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below. Do you think the totems are useless, or did Kenny just get unlucky? Let's get into it. We open immediately after episode 6. Town meeting's over, but the energy has shifted. People aren't just scared anymore, they're determined. Two big things on everyone's mind: the hidden door in Colony House's basement and the man in yellow. Jade and Randall are down there, standing in front of the door Boyd just uncovered, and this thing, it will not budge. Randall throws his shoulder into it like he's trying to knock down a brick wall. Nothing. He starts grumbling, frustrated, feeling like nothing they do even matters. But here's where Jade surprises everyone. Remember the chaotic, nihilistic Jade from earlier seasons? Gone. He looks at that door and says, it's probably sealed for a reason. And then he does something small but huge. He hangs a talisman on the door, not as a key, as a lock. He admits they need to know what's on the other side, but first, they have to make sure whatever's in there can't get out. That's growth, people. That's strategy.
Just in case. Our lives are fucking weird, man. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Boyd Stevens is doing what he does best, telling people things they don't want to hear. He finds Henry Kavanaugh completely drunk outside Colony House and takes him to Victor's room. Kenny follows, and you can see the weight of the last few days just sitting on his shoulders. Then Boyd drops the bomb. Tabitha is the reincarnation of Victor's mother, Miranda, and Henry's reaction, visceral. He scoffs, calls it madness, storms out mumbling about lies. The alcohol's talking, sure, but also, this man is broken. Boyd turns to Victor, expecting something. Wonder, anger, a moment of connection. Nope. Victor looks at him cold and says, I don't care about reincarnation. I care about the man in yellow. If he's back, it can all happen again. He shuts Boyd down completely. No bonding, just survival.
We need to find out about the man in yellow.
What does this have to do with the man in yellow?
If he's back, it could all be happening again.
Over in another part of town, Tabitha is sitting down with Julie and Ethan, and she tells them the same truth. I was Miranda. I've been here before. Julie, who has already seen way too much, doesn't cry. She doesn't hug her mom. She says something that cuts way deeper than any monster ever could. The town doesn't give us truth. It gives us twisted ideas. That rejection, it's not anger. It's despair wearing armor. And you can see it hit Tabitha like a punch to the chest.
I've been here before, all the way back to the beginning. The last time I was here, I was Victor's mother.
Then we get a larger gathering. Boyd and Jade are in front of a room full of skeptical faces. Bacta, Christy, Marielle, others. You could cut the tension with one of those creepy scalpels from the clinic. Boyd lays it out. Jade's mushroom vision, the crying angry children, the bones hidden in the tunnels, and the theory that those bones are the key to breaking the cycle and getting everyone home. And Christy, being a medical professional, is not having it. She says a psychedelic trip is not evidence. Fair point, right? But Boyd pivots. He stops trying to make them believe and starts making them act. He brings up the secret door in the basement. Then he says something that gave me chills. Your enemy threatens you. That means they are scared of you. He points out that Jim Matthews was murdered as a warning shot, not random, calculated.
For the first time we are close. When your enemy threatens you, tries to scare you, that means they are scared of you.
And just when the room starts to shift toward unity, Henry storms back in, drunk, angry. He calls the theory blasphemy, accuses Jade of causing nothing but pain, and walks right back out. Awkward doesn't even begin to cover it. Later, Jade tries to reason with him. He says, we're not trying to replace Miranda, we're trying to finish what she started. And Henry's response? Absolutely devastating. The only thing you will cause is pain. You cannot save dead things. That's not just alcohol talking. That's Sophia's poison, despair and paranoia working in overdrive.
The only thing you will cause is pain. You cannot save dead things.
Victor isn't interested in debates. He wants answers. So he takes Tabitha and Ethan to the junkyard to find the car the man in yellow drove when he first arrived decades ago. What they find is horrific. Victor opens the glove box, pulls out a pouch, and inside, dozens of human teeth. Let that sink in. This isn't just a monster. This is a collector, a predator who has been cycling through this town for generations, keeping trophies. Then, Tabitha touches Miranda's car, and she's flooded with psychic flashes. Miranda's time in the town, her fear, her love, it's overwhelming. But Victor panics hard. He looks at Ethan, then at Tabitha, and his face goes white. He explains, when Miranda arrived, she brought a girl and a boy, Elois and Victor. Only Victor survived. Now, Miranda's reincarnation, Tabitha, has brought a girl and a boy, Julie and Ethan. Victor is terrified that the cycle is repeating exactly, and if it is, Ethan will be the only survivor of the coming massacre. Ethan runs, Tabitha chases him. Victor is left alone with his trauma.
You're here with a boy and a girl again, and the man in yellow is back.
Back at the sheriff's office, Boyd is in full strategic mode. The horror of the junkyard doesn't change the mission. Get into those tunnels. He tasks Acosta with forming 2 search parties. One scours the basement for anything on the man in yellow, the other digs through old archives at the diner. He was here in the 70s when Victor was a kid, Boyd says. Then he pulls Kenny and Alice aside for something dangerous. He wants to test the totems, those wooden spears Tabitha used to destroy the dolls in the forest settlement, against the real monsters. High stakes, precision required. Boyd wants to go himself, but his hand starts shaking. That Parkinsonian tremor he's been hiding, it's back. Ketles calls him out, says one tremor at the wrong moment doesn't just kill Boyd, it kills the whole mission. Kenny steps up. I'm ready. Boyd agrees. The strategy, fast and dirty. You stab, you run. Don't wait to see what happens.
I'm not sending anyone out there and risk their life while I sit in here like a fucking...
While the good guys plan, Sophia, the man in yellow, is playing a much deeper game. She's been lurking in the background of every strategic meeting, listening to every word. She knows about the totems. She knows Boyd thinks they're a weapon. So she moves to destroy that theory before it even starts. In a dark ritual that feels straight out of a nightmare, she retrieves an egg, goes to the shack where Roger's body lies unburied because the cemetery is full, places the egg on his chest and chants. A new monster, not the agile night creatures, something else, a shambling reanimated corpse loyal to the man in yellow. Sophia isn't attacking from outside anymore. She's placing an asset inside Colony House. Every plan Boyd makes, she'll hear it. Every move, she'll see it coming.
I heard what Boyd was planning in town, and I would just rather not be down there tonight. Those creatures terrify me.
Outside Colony House, Julie and Elgin share one of the most philosophical moments of the episode. Julie is broken. She's tried story walking to save Jim. Failed. Over and over. She tells Elgin the town has won. There is no solution. Hope is just another trap. But Elgin refuses to surrender. He says, the town wants you to turn into Julie. He believes there's a truth at the center of this nightmare, a reason for the suffering, and fighting is the only option. 2 people, same nightmare, completely different answer.
So explain to me why you don't have an eye.
We are all being tested.
So part of your test is getting mutilated?
Dusk falls. Tension is unbearable. Residents have battened down the hatches. Then chaos. Roger, the reanimated corpse, is walking among them. Not fast, not clever, just brute force and panic. People scream, scatter. Roger grabs a bystander, and just as he's about to tear in, Elgin reacts, lightning fast, grabs one of the totem-headed spears and drives it deep into Roger's chest. The reanimated man stumbles and collapses, dead for the 2nd time. For a moment, relief. But the camera cuts to Sophia, standing in the corner, and she's not angry. She's smiling. She didn't need Roger to kill anyone. She just needed the panic, and she got it.
What the fuck just happened?
Night falls fully. The creatures are out. Pale faces, ghastly smiles, lurking under porch lights and in windows. Kenny is at the post office. His hand is shaking, not from disease, from pure adrenaline. Boyd holds the door. Across the street, a creature stands motionless. Fast and dirty, Boyd whispers. Kenny nods. Boyd opens the door. Kenny steps out. He charges, drives the wooden spear deep into the creature's chest. There's a sickening thud.
The creature staggers back, and for one glorious second, Kenny believes it worked. Then the creature stops, looks down at the spear, looks back up at Kenny, and smiles. Just kidding. The spear is useless. The monster pulls it out like a splinter and tosses it aside. Kenny runs, heads for the broken down bus. The creatures don't chase immediately, they let him run. They enjoy the hunt. He gets to the bus, tries to pull the door shut, and Smiley materializes out of nowhere, grabbing it with inhuman strength. Kenny scrabbles up the stairs, climbs out an emergency exit onto the roof. He's trapped, surrounded, creatures climbing up after him. Smiley gets in his face, that terrifying grin, and whispers, "Father, will you make the same sounds?" He's mocking Kenny's most painful memory. The town isn't trying to kill him, it's trying to break him.
He made such funny noises. Do you make funny noises?
Back in Colony House, Fatima has been quiet all episode, grappling with her pregnancy-related trauma. Suddenly, she jolts. Her vision turns red, and she sees exactly what Smiley sees. Kenny on the roof, terrified, about to die. She understands now. Because she gave birth to the entity that resurrected Smiley, she's tethered to him, and she realizes she can push back. She focuses her will. Down on the bus roof, just as Smiley lunges for Kenny, the creature freezes mid-stride. Smiley screams, not aggression, confusion, pain. His body convulses. He reverts to human form. Kenny doesn't hesitate. He shoves Smiley off the roof, scrambles down, throws himself inside, and slaps a talisman against the interior glass. The monsters are locked out. The church bell starts tolling, frantic, loud, echoing through the night. Kenny is alive, but there's no celebration. He collapses against the bus door, gasping for breath. And outside, the creatures press their pale faces against the glass, watching him, smiling. The episode ends not with a win, but with a breath. Kenny is alive, but the totems are useless. The monsters can't be killed that way. Sophia has an inside spy, and the cycle Victor warned about, it's still spinning. Best Laid Plans is the title, and the message is clear. It doesn't matter how smart you are. This town is always 3 steps ahead. And that, Breakdown family, is episode 7. We still don't know what's behind that door. We don't know if Fatima can control her connection to Smiley, and we have no idea what Sophia's planning next, but you can bet it's bad. What did you think? Is Elgin right? Is fighting the only way? Or is Julie right? Is hope just another trap? Comment below, and if you want to survive the next breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. This is Oliver with Episode Breakdown saying, lock your doors, trust your talisman, and for the love of everything, don't go in the basement. See you in the next one.